If you've been at my channel for any amount of time, you probably see that I post lots of animations. Well, today, I'm going to show you that whole process from a simple idea all the way to the finished video. Before anything starts, I have to come up with an interesting idea. I have a Google Doc full of interesting ideas that I want to turn into videos, but most time I just come up with something new. It could be anything like what I did on the weekend, a story about my family, or about the time not paying my taxes. Wait a minute, I should not have said that. Problem is, will the idea be interesting enough? I do want to try to come up with a unique idea, but also it's about what I want to do. What kind of story do I want to tell? Once I have an idea, I write it down. Script writing doesn't take too long. If it's a short video, it only takes about half an hour or an hour, because I only write what I have to say and only important stuff that happens in the video. The rest is decided by me during the animation phase, and also most of what I say is improvised on the spot when I record, because for some reason I have lots of good ideas when I'm not writing the script. Obviously, if this was a script for a film, I would go into a lot more detail about the shot list, the locations, and the stage direction. I don't really have any advice about writing scripts, so just go watch a YouTube video or something. Anyway, let's move forward. I don't have a big fancy mic or a huge audio setup, so when I record, I just talk into my phone's mic, which actually works pretty well. I wait for the house to be quiet, or I record while I'm home alone. I record up in my room in the corner. It's really easy, honestly. If I'm ever collaborating with someone else on a video, they would send me their lines and I would add them in the right spot. Getting someone to collaborate with you is easy, but only if it's with the right people. Don't expect to collaborate with Mr. Beast if you only have a couple of hundred subscribers. Currently, I have only collaborated with 2 other animators, but there are more coming in the future. I would also add in some sound effects, not all of them, but the ones that I need for when I'm animating, like explosions, clicks, or meme sounds. I add in music later. Once all of that is done, it's time for the daunting task of animation. Animation is a long process. Animation takes up the most time by far when making videos for a variety of reasons. The first reason is animation is hard. Animated movies take forever and takes hundreds of people to make them, and I am just one person. And I'm not saying that I create the highest quality animation, but I still try to make it actually watchable, and I don't have a team of artists and animators by my side helping me, so I have to do everything myself. But I shouldn't be blaming the animation process. I really should be blaming just myself. Animation takes long, yes, but I procrastinate, like, a lot. Instead of doing animation, I get distracted by other projects. I do a lot of stuff instead of drawing, which is sometimes good, but other times can be wasteful. And often, I forget about these animations, and that's why it takes me so long to upload. In fact, this video is another side project for my next animation, but really, I want to start making films, and make this channel so much more than just animation. Anyway, this isn't a video about being sidetracked. In fact, I'm going on a tangent. Let's get back on track. I use ToonSquid for my animation, which is a good paid app that lots of animators use. If you have money and are looking for a good animation app, you should buy it. FlipperClip is a good free alternative, even though it has a paid subscription and has lots of ads. Animation is very fun and I enjoy it a lot, but there isn't really anything to say except that it is long and tedious, but the end result is always worth it. Great, I finished my animation. It only took me like 5 months. Now I go in with CapCut and edit it. I cut things out that I don't like, I add music, I add more sounds, but for a YouTube animation, the editing process isn't that bad. For a film, however, it takes much longer. I'm not talking about filmmaking though, so I'll leave that for another video. Once it's ready, I press that create button on YouTube and upload it. I make a thumbnail, I give it a title, and I make a description. And then it's done. Now I wait for those views to come rolling in. Are you kidding?